Hello friends, welcome to iExamB's Law Channel Legal B. IBPS SU Law Officer notification is out. In my previous video, I discussed about the prelims exam, what is the syllabus, I have shared the previous year question papers, from which topics the questions came in the previous year exams and the cutoff of prelims. In this video, I am going to talk about all these things related to mains. In this video, we'll be discussing mains law syllabus, previous year question paper analysis of 2020 and 2021 of mains, that is your law paper, and also cutoffs of mains plus interview. So starting with the important dates, you can fill the online application form from 1st of November to 21st November. Prelims is on 24th December, mains is on 29th of January. The eligibility criteria requires an age between 20 to 30 years, bachelor degree in law, and you should be enrolled as an advocate with the Bar Council of India. Now let's look at the acts from which questions came over the previous years. Constitution, contract, transfer of property, code of civil procedure, code of criminal procedure, IPC, evidence, limitation, companies, IBC, partnership, competition. These are the topics from which you can definitely expect questions in the exam. In 2020 from Constitution there were 10 questions. In 2021 3. In contract 5 and 6. Specific Relief Act was present in 2020 paper. There were 2 questions. From Transfer of Property Act 1 in 2020, 6 in 2021. CPC 5 and 2, CRPC 3 and 4, IPC 3 and 3, Evidence 2 and 2, Limitation 2 and 2, Companies Act 7 and 4, IBC 2 and 3, LLP 1, Partnership Act 2 in 2020, 3 in 2021, Competition 1 each. Then further from Torts and Legal Maxims there were questions in 2020. Arbitration and Conciliation Act was present in both the years. RTI Act, IT Act, RBI Act, these were present only in 2020 exam. NI Act is an act which is important since we are giving banking exams, banking law officer exams. So the banking laws become important. NI Act questions were there, 1 in 2020 and 4 in 2021. RDBFI Act, which is related to debt recovery tribunals. There were questions 1 in 2020 and 2 in 2021. From Banking Regulation Act, there was 1 question in 2021. Hindu Succession and Indian Succession Act, there were questions from these in 2020. Then SOPrevious Act and FEMA, there were questions in 2021. Then there were few more acts which were introduced in 2021. Legal Service Authorities Act, Lok Adalat Act, Consumer Protection Act, Industrial Dispute Act, Sale of Goods Act, Payment and Settlement Act, Indian Stamp Act. These were the acts, new acts from which there were questions in 2021. As there is no defined syllabus, it is very difficult to tell a comprehensive list of all the acts from which we can expect questions. Whatever list of acts we will discuss, that will be indicative and it will not be exhaustive. So here we can divide the law syllabus in 4 parts. Part 1 consists most common acts which you already know, and the strategy is to revise, is to read the important sections. Part 2 consists laws requiring overview and generic knowledge. Again, here the key provision reading is the strategy. Part 3 is laws requiring thorough reading. Thus, you have to go for thorough reading. And part 4 is banking laws, very important for IBPS SO. Again, thorough reading. Now let's move part by part. Now let's move one by one through the parts. In part 1 comes the Constitution of India, civil and criminal laws, Civil Procedure Code, Evidence Act, Limitation, Criminal Procedure Code, IPC. There was one criminal procedure amendment done in 2022. It was related to the identification of the accused, collection of DNA fingerprints. Read that as well. That is new and we can expect question from that act also. Then another area is Contract Act, Indian Contract, Specific Relief, Transfer of Property. Part 2, which consists of overview, having generic knowledge. Here we have commercial laws and legal theory. In commercial laws, Companies Act, Partnership, LLP, Insolvency, Competition. These are really important and you can see there were questions from all these acts in both the years. Legal theory is an area from which there may or may not be question. Very less questions come from this area. So if you study or revise this area, you can keep it for the last. Part 3 consists of other topics. Law of Torts, Consumer Protection Act, Arbitration Conciliation, Trust, Taxation, FEMA, PMLA, IT, RTI, RERA, Legal Service Authorities, Registration, Stamp Act, Sale of Goods Act, Industrial Dispute Act, Labor Laws. These days, labor codes are also famous, which are new, which are recent. So there could be question from labor codes as well. Then part 4 consists of your banking laws. Reserve Bank of India Act, Banking Regulation Act, NI Act, SARFAESI, Bankers Books Evidence Act, Banking Ombudsman Scheme. This has been omitted and has been replaced by Integrated Ombudsman Scheme. So revise Integrated Ombudsman Scheme instead of Banking Ombudsman Scheme. Then RDBFI, Recovery of Debt Due to Bank and Financial Institution. This has also been renamed. Credit Information Bureau Act, Banking Companies Acquisition and Transfer of Undertaking Act, Payment and Settlement Systems Act, NABFID Act, National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development Act. This is also a very new act, so we can expect questions. It is also related to the banking sectors. So this is a list which I recommend you to follow. And also I have given you an analysis, the areas from which questions have come. What kind of questions came in the previous years? You can check them out from the PDF that is attached in the description below. Both the previous year papers for which the analysis have been done in this video are present in the description. Download them, check out the type of questions, check out the level of questions. My personal understanding says that the questions were from moderate level, not very difficult, not very complicated, very direct questions, fact-based questions. So the level was usually easy to moderate. But since the syllabus is too much, that creates an issue over here. iExamB is bringing two very important events for IBPS SO exam. There is an e-seminar free of cost on 3rd of November, Thursday, for all the applicants who want to enter into any discussion with concerned faculty. I will be taking your session for IBPS SO Law, in which I will resolve your queries. I will discuss the cutoffs, the preparation strategy, how you should prepare for this exam, the syllabus, what are the important areas that you should focus, and I'll also try to take up any and all of your queries that you bring to this session. If you are interested, fill the Google form that is attached in the description below. Added to that, there is a scholarship test which is scheduled on 4th of November on Friday. Participate in the scholarship test and get an idea as to what is your preparation level at present with respect to your competition, with respect to other candidates. Now, if you are looking for guidance, you are looking for certain directions, study materials, we have IBPS SO Law online course, and at present we are giving a flat 52% off. Here you will have good amount of practice, good amount of revision, mock test. Also, we have started IBPS SO Prelims crash course from today, 1st of November. Another batch is going to start from 8th of November. In this, we have shared a 45 days class schedule. Using that class schedule, you can complete your syllabus for prelims well in time. Now let's move on to the cutoffs of mains and interview. In mains, there are only 60 questions of 60 marks. In 2018, the cutoff was 31, 19.25, 20 and 17.25. The cutoff is not very high out of 60. And then you have an interview of 100 marks. Now what should be your minimum target score? I have already told you in my prelims video, target at least 50% or more than 50% to clear the prelims. Similarly, in mains, you should target more than 50%, around 30 to 40 marks in your mains, so that you have a clarity that you will clear the exam. I'll give you an example why I am saying so. Prior to that, please see that mains and interviews ratio is in 80:20. Mains hold a 80% weightage and interview holds 20% weightage. Now what does this mean? Let's say out of 60 in mains, you score 30 marks. So this will have to be converted into a weightage of 80, and if you multiply it by 80, you will get that. That will become equal to 40. And in interview, let's say you get an average score of 70%, 70 out of 100. This will be converted into 20 weightage. That means 14 marks. Now if you add 40 plus 14, that will be 54. So here the cutoff was 63.07. Would you have cleared the cutoff if you had scored 30 marks? Even here also 55.13. Though the cutoff was only 19.25 in 2019 and you are saying you scored 30 marks in mains, but still you would not have cleared the cutoff. Now let's take another number. Let's say you have scored 36 marks out of 60. Converting it into a weightage of 80, this will be 48 marks. And in interview, again, you scored an average 70 out of 100. That will be equal to 14 marks. Now your score is 62. So see here, by this 62 score, you would have cleared this cutoff, or this cutoff, but not this yet. So again, it will depend on the level of the exam, but I will suggest you to attempt as many mock tests as you can and improve your score up to 40. Improve your score to a range of 65 to 70% out of 60. Then it will be sure enough that you would clear the exam. Merely targeting 20, 17.25 will not be helpful to you in any way. So don't get swayed away by the mains cutoff. You have to score very good marks in mains because it holds more weightage. Then only you will be able to clear the final cutoff. I hope this makes sense. If you have any queries, you can write them down in the comment below. Subscribe to our LegalBee YouTube channel. This is your one-stop solution for all legal exams. For any guidance or query, you can also reach out to us on this number. Thank you.